Hello and welcome to my workshop. I want to show you how easy it is to use the SharpEdge. There have been so many videos going out and I want to thank everybody who's taken the time to show how much they're enjoying and how easy it is to use the sharpener. There's a couple of things that I have noticed that aren't, they're just little intricacies about using this, especially for the first time, and the enthusiasm I see is brilliant. But I just wanted to clarify a few things to make sure it's safe and easy to use. Now, this is a Stanley chisel. I'm not favoritism. It's just an average priced chisel. I have sharpened it, and you can see here it cuts English oak quite easily. Now, I am going to take the edge off it, so look away if you're squeamish. I've got a 1500 grit on here, and I'm going to take this back to how I bought it, which was, it had a square edge. It had no edge on it whatsoever. So I am just trying to make sure that stays square, but I have now taken the edge off there, and it's not doing anything. It's not cutting my fingers. Trust me, I wouldn't have done that if that was sharp. So I can just get some wood off there, but you know that if you're having to force a chisel, it's not safe. So in fact, there's a, I don't know if you can hear that, there's a burr on the back of that. So I've got a 1500 grit in here, and I am going to just pull that burr off and make sure that that is flat. Now I'm making sure that this stays flat on here and doesn't roll over. I'm also keeping this flat on here. I've seen people doing, and this is how you use the backing off tool. It's not. I'd recommend that you keep the chisel down flat and just remove any burr. I'm going to take out a 1500 grit in here and put a 200 grit, the coarser stone. So that will go in there, held on magnetically, and you can change the angle to the angle that you want. So I'm going to have 30 degrees on here because this was ground at 25 degrees and I want 30 degrees. If you wanted it, you want 35 degrees or 25 degrees, I would say your primary angle needs to be below 25 degrees. So you're just honing the tip, not the whole of taking all the metal off. The chisel fits as close to the center between these shoulders as possible, and the blade spacer is used by fitting into one of these slots on either side in order to bring that towards the center. There's a small amount of movement in the hinge here, so that's a register when you have offered the chisel in. So small pressure here brings the carriage up, slide the chisel to take that movement out of the hinge, hold the chisel still, flat and against the blade spacer, small hand pressure on here, about 20 times. I'm beginning to get a burr on the back of that. I shall continue that until I have got a burr, because then I know I have ground enough metal off to start that angle that I want, which creates my sharp edge. You might be able to see the metal just starting to, it's right in the center of that. So I'm going to change that over now to a 400 grit. Center, small pressure, slide, and then it's just a hand pressure here. I'd say a dozen to 20 times. 1500 grit, remove any burr. Now I'm going to move to the 800 grit. So I'm working through the grits here, right up to the 1500 grit. And as they get finer, you don't take so much metal off. So the metal goes sideways as well, and you produce less burr, if any at all. I'm going to change now to the 1500 grit, and you can see how easy it is to interchange them without having to alter the angle. Always center, small pressure, slide. Now then, yes, that's nice. It's just catching on my nails. So sorry ladies if you're a bit squeamish about that. I know some people are, but it's a very useful way of finding out where that edge is. Now I've got some honing paste onto my NBF bench here, and I just use that to make sure that there's no burr on the back, keeping that nice and flat. Just polish the edge, and then proof of the pudding, nice easy shavings. So that was 6 minutes of your time. So thank you very much if you managed to get to the end of that. That's just how easy it is. Let me know in the comments how you get on with it, because obviously there's a lot of you out there now using this for the first time, and any of those who have been using it for a while, thanks very much, and enjoy using sharp chisels nice and easily. Thanks for your time.